Warning, heavy spoilers for Sakamoto Days episode 4. You have been warned. I'm not gonna lie you guys, I kind of rolled my eyes when the episode began in that annoyingly sickly colourful theme park. Just the way everything looks, it just really made me feel a bit ill looking at all of these colours meshed together. But fortunately the episode quickly got interesting as the gang were able to apprehend this criminal. I found the whole interaction of the criminal and Sakamoto talking about him being in the order quite interesting. It does seem like this order organization and just the way they were looking at one another, knowing that these two have seen something that would absolutely have people running away in horror. I just want to know what this order organization is. Is it an organization who have the ability to transform? As at the end of the episode, Sakamoto went from being fat Sakamoto to skinny Sakamoto. Maybe there are other members in this organization who can transform into other things, whether that's being another person entirely or a creature. Who knows? Just my theory. Once again, the gang were able to lie their way out of Sakamoto's wife finding out the truth. You know, I do feel like towards the end of the season she's going to find out. There was just way too many close calls in this episode where she almost discovered the truth. Could season 1 end in divorce for Sakamoto and his wifey? In the same scene, we have an interesting interaction between the girl and the criminal. Yes, she thinks that he is a stage play actor. I feel like maybe this dude, despite being sent to kill Sakamoto, might be having a change of heart. Maybe this guy sometime in the future may end up helping the crew, as I do feel like whenever villains have these moments with these cute innocent characters, it makes them come around and change their evil ways. The same criminal is then confronted by Mr. Hardboiled Man and his assistant. These two are a strange duo. They come off as kind of comic relief characters, the lady character coming off as very confrontational and honestly quite jerky, yet on the inside she is a softie for this Hardboiled Man. This episode is the first time where I feel like I'm watching an anime. Usually when I was watching Sakamoto Days, I felt like I was really engrossed in the world and the characters, but these two characters, particularly the lady, does come off as very tropey. I've seen this character written in other stories a million times. It's not a bad thing. It's just something I noticed. But despite their goofy personalities, they are kind of terrifying when we see that brief flashback of them taking out over 100 people 2 years ago. After this, we cut to the Sakamoto crew enjoying the day at the park, and the moment they enter the haunted museum, I don't know mate, but the art style actually looks a lot better inside. I feel like some of the characters have a bit of a textured shading going around them. The entire sequence was extremely visually appealing, and I feel like this is the best Sakamoto Days has looked so far in the series. We didn't get a flashback of Mr. Hardboiled Man and Sakamoto when they were younger, and the two of them were best buds doing everything together. I had a lot of very heartfelt moments with these two characters, and the flashbacks did a great job at making you care for the two of them. I ended up feeling kind of bad for Mr. Hardboiled Man, the way he was completely ignored by those girls who were running after Sakamoto. I thought Mr. Hardboiled Eggman hated Sakamoto for leaving him and the organization, but he actually started to resent him way before then. I think in some way the dude's jealous. Lou gets drunk. There are quite a lot of funny scenes with her. The voice actress is doing such a great job, and I think she's having a great time voicing the drunk Lou. I noticed that she's the same girl who does Gabby and Ochako Uraraka, but the fun slowly stops there as Lou and Shun get confronted by the hard-boiled man's assistant lady, and we're starting to understand why the assassin man from earlier on in the episode was actually kind of fearful of the two of them, considering their dark past, tying Shun down and threatening him with a chainsaw. My gosh, lady's kind of crazy. We have a fight sequence between Sakamoto and Hardboiled Man, and I must admit that the action scenes are pretty good. I like the Hardboiled Man's special techniques, the Super Ball bombs, minus the fact that they explode. It'd be a pretty cool toy to have, but just try and not make them deadly, Hasbro, and explode. Once again, you should not underestimate Sakamoto. These criminals keep making the same mistake, thinking that Sakamoto is a softie, yet he is still the deadly Sakamoto like before in the old days. As it turns out that his fat body is nothing more than a disguise, and his real form is the version of him that we have seen in the flashbacks. He reminds me of All Might, transforming in and out of his muscle form. I feel like the studio put a lot of effort into Sakamoto in this final shot with the light raining down on him, looking rather angelic in this scene. But that's how the episode ends. Overall, I must admit the first half of the episode, I wasn't really feeling it, but the second half delivered in great actions and spectacle and some interesting flashbacks. But despite the well-drawn, angelic looking Sakamoto in this final scene of the episode, I'm starting to get worried for Sakamoto. And the reason why? In the previous episodes when Sakamoto would always fight, there'd always be a shadow over him, or he would be drawn in a way to look rather sinister-like. But on the inside we know he's a big softie. Now that the real Sakamoto is here, all bright and angelic, is the reverse happening? Is he now dark and brooding on the inside and bright and angelic on the outside, compared to his fat body where he was dark and mysterious when he fought on the outside, but on the inside we know that Sakamoto is a big softie? Who knows, we just got to wait and see. While it's still very annoying that Netflix keeps releasing the Japanese version 1 week ahead of the international version of Netflix, I can't complain too much as I'm enjoying these episodes week to week, and I cannot wait for next week's episode. I think I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. What do you think of the episode? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more Sakamoto videos as well as other anime news updates, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy dude review signing out.